Hi, my name is Will Horder. I'm the former Executive Director of Dogwood Initiative, and now I'm the new Strategic Director.
I'm Laura Benson, and since 2013 I've been the Director of Dogwood's Beyond Coal campaign, but I'm going to be moving over to a new position as the Director of Organizing.
Well, my passion is helping local people come together, define their common goal, and then take action to make that happen. 5 years ago, Dogwood was at another point of transition. We were trying to define how we could become a great organization. The strategic plan considered probably about 30 or 40 different alternatives, and that's where we narrowed it down and decided on a very, very few campaigns. The choices we made around which campaigns to run were grounded in the broader vision of the organization and our mission and goals. So our mission is essentially to help British Columbians take back decision-making power over their air, land, and water. But we have broader goals too, and they're not the kinds of goals that most environmental organizations have. One is to kind of reinvigorate democracy, get local people involved and help them get involved in decision making. The other thing is to reconcile First Nation rights and title. We believe that that's a unique aspect of British Columbia that allows us to change all the rules about how land is managed and how we share resources. We haven't had a climate change campaign per se. We try to bring that thread through all the work that we do because we believe it's the thing that's going to redefine everything. And lastly is the way that we work. We're trying to bring different constituencies together, people who don't normally work together, unusual allies, and try to help define a common good between them. Came up with our 5-year strategic plan, and there was 5 different kind of focuses. The first one was to end Enbridge, make sure that there was no new infrastructure linking the tar sands to the west coast, and create a credible threat to stop the expansion of Kinder Morgan as well. The second one was dirty fuels. So we kind of drilled down on coal, and it took us a couple years to kind of get that campaign off the ground. So the last campaign that we identified was what we call democracy, and the goal there was to reduce corporate influence over government, particularly on the monetary side, campaign donations, and to incorporate the thread of democracy into all our communications.
So we did successfully launch that, our Beyond Coal campaign, and I can tell you from firsthand experience that we've had great success just even the last 2.5 years of that campaign. Now, we're up to 60,000 Dogwood Initiative supporters who've signed on to the campaign, and we've successfully, working with our partners, held off any further expansion of coal export capacity on the entire west coast of North America.
We've had a lot of successes on the No Tanker campaign over the years. So when the process was announced, we were somewhat dubious about it, given the Harper government's intentions. But we thought, the door's been open, we need to help citizens step forward. And so we helped develop a little API, a computer thing to make it easy that we shared with other groups. And we launched our Mob the Mic process, which got 4,800 people to sign up. And I think that scared the government and led to the response from Joe Oliver, calling all the participants radicals. And that led to a huge spike in our support very, very quickly. We'd set a goal earlier in that year to have 30,000 new supporters. We got 31,000 in 3 weeks. But also we were quite proud of, during the election campaign, we got Justin Trudeau to make some very specific commitments about what his government's going to do to require an additional process beyond the National Energy Board's approval process to address both climate change impacts and also First Nations free, prior, and informed consent. So we're interested to see how that plays out, and we're going to be bringing pressure to bear, but I think that's a big step forward.
So although we didn't actually launch a specific democracy campaign, we really made huge strides in preparing to run a citizens initiative if we ever needed to, and in our work around elections. So we went from one team and 35 volunteers working in a one-riding campaign during the provincial election in 2013 to 180 volunteers working on an 8-city campaign in the municipal elections of 2014, and then our biggest effort yet around the federal election last year, where 854 volunteers worked in 19 key swing ridings and contacted more than 200,000 voters in our Get Out the Vote campaign. So we've made some huge strides. I think that was largely because we succeeded so well in that core strategic plan goal of building our organizational strength and sustainability, and because we built our engagement organizing program.
We're much bigger and different than we were 5 years ago. And now we're in the process of setting new goals to say, who is the new Dogwood going forward?
Back in November, we asked Dogwood supporters, our staff, our organizers, our volunteers, to help us brainstorm what kind of criteria we should use to choose a new campaign that we're going to work to start to build in the next 5 years.
5 of the criteria are absolutely essential. They're pass-fail, and if the idea doesn't carry those, then it doesn't go forward. It has to significantly advance our mission, value, and goals. It has to be motivating to existing organizers, donors, and supporters. It must be affordable and winnable. And if it doesn't help us build power, it's not worth doing.
Now that we have those criteria for selecting a new campaign, we're asking our community to give us nominations, give us your ideas. We're in the middle of that process now, and the listening circles that are happening today, that you're part of today, are part of that process. We'll take all those ideas back to our executive team to come up with a short list after we've evaluated all of those submissions, and we'll report that back to you. We'll bring that to our retreat with staff, board, and organizers in mid-February to select Dogwood's next big thing.
That process will take a little bit of time, but the final decision will come out in March before the year end.
As our Director of Revenue, Don, likes to say, with you, we can do anything. Without you, we can do nothing. So the work you are doing today is going to plant a seed that will change the face of British Columbia over the next 5 years and beyond. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing what you come up with.